I can promise that. No, I'm a very busy person, okay? I don't have to go into all my other projects, but if you're smart and you want to take the right position on this, then you do the research. There are links provided. So you have to show a modicum of respect. You also have to be civil. Now we're going to get into the subject of the Thomas-Althouse story. Some people doubt him. You know, obviously that's a matter of opinion, and opinions cannot be controlled. You can only feed that with more information, which if you're a good person, you're an honest person, especially a journalist or a real professional, then you're going to feed in facts, not like more opinions and more misinformation. No, you're going to feed in facts. So going back to my original statement, I'm the first person. In fact, I came up with the documentary. In fact, there is no record anywhere through Thomas-Althouse or any one of his contacts or interviews that there was any documentary. Now, he went and talked to many people. It's countless. I don't have the time to count it up and to go after all these loose ends, all this scatter. He's a scatterbrain. That's how he can be characterized in his documentary, in his biographical documentary. He's in breach of contract. And if not just the legal standing of this, the foundation of civilization, like how do we do things? Oh, how is Thomas-Althouse doing things? If not, just for that, because justice is hard bought. However, just in the court of public opinion, just in the culture, not law or government or something so serious, but in that casual daily way of our culture, how do we characterize what this individual is doing? First of all, he doesn't abide by any agreements. He will change his tune at the drop of a hat. He will change his loyalties. I'm not going to go into details about what happened between us because that is what is going in the scenes, scene by scene, in the sequence of the movie that I'm making. And it's not the only movie that I'm making. I'm not a one-trick pony like yours subject here, Thomas-Althouse. But I will say this. Did he actually write the basis of the script that led to the movie of The Matrix? There's a lot of circumstantial evidence. And if you do a side-by-side with the matchups, there's something like over 150, 160, I don't know the exact count. It may be as much as like 181. These matchups are legit. I'm not saying all of them, but definitely more than half of them. The squiddies, the jacks in the back of the neck, the whole structure that it's all about these spies and it's a battle between good and evil, and there's a red pill. No, it's a red colored serum that actually is the bad one. And to do The Matrix, the Wachowskis and those producers turned it around saying that the red pill was good. So these are matchups, but obviously when the movie was made within the Hollywood system, they twisted it around. Now, the thing with his name, his legal name, being where the actor Keanu Reeves has his character, Thomas Anderson, comes from Thomas-Althouse. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. All his matchups in that. And then there's that screenshot that Thomas-Althouse is always showing. The screenshot that was only on the screen. It's like an Easter egg. You gotta like freeze frame it. And then when you study it, it's the interrogation scene where Thomas Anderson, who's nicknamed Neo, has the identification, the passport, and the spies, the Agent Smith, is going through all the paperwork. You know what the government does with all that stuff. Those are matchups. Now, anybody saying that that's not a matchup, whether you're a judge who we're supposed to respect, take your hat off, or if it's some two-bit talker on the internet, some troll, or whoever, everybody, anybody, then you really don't know how to think. You need to get like a few more brain cells going, active, because those are matchups. But then there's the bigger question of how Thomas-Althouse is handling all this by doing all these interviews and talking in circles incessantly. Well, that's just his personality. Is he exaggerating? Yeah, I think so. I think that if there's like really a way to measure that and rank that, like he's a big exaggerator. It's like 85 or 90% of everything he says, it's an exaggeration. Like, oh, this was the basis of this, and Elon Musk, and Microsoft Windows, and Cyberlink, or whatever he's saying it's connected with. If you have a futuristic vision, and this also goes for Sophia Stewart, even though I'm not gonna really digress into the Sophia Stewart claims, because I don't have a lot going. I didn't agree to do a documentary of Sophia Stewart. We don't have any deals, even though I've looked at her material and her claims and her lawsuits. I have done that. But it's Thomas-Althouse that I have a business arrangement with, meetings, bank accounts, companies, and the legal basis. Does he exaggerate? Yeah. But does he have a case before the case that I have against him? Does he have a case against the Wachowskis? Yeah. Yeah. Should he do something about it? Yeah, he should do more than just talking in circles. That's not really going to get anywhere. But then we have the final question, because really I didn't want to go on too long. I'm really busy. I'll show you. I'll just give you a hint about what I do. This is what I do. Okay. I don't have time for all this Thomas-Althouse stuff. Let me just show you what I do. Okay. This is what I do. These calculations. I don't have time for like nonsense. I do stuff that's like very, very technical, very serious. Like I can't be wasting time on something that's not going anywhere. So here's the big conclusion. This is what I'm building up to. Any more that gets fed into this is just gonna fail if you don't make the documentary like that I have to do. If you want to get involved, I invite everybody to participate in the documentary that I'm doing. If you're doing your own thing, it's just gonna flop. Nobody's gonna care. It has no lasting value. Everything has to be coalesced into one unified thing. The public is not going to care. Thomas-Althouse with this philosophy that, oh, everyone's going to do the documentary. Everyone's going to produce my movie. Which the result of that is what it equals is zero. 0 people are going to do the documentary for that reason. 0 people are going to watch it. 0 people are going to produce his original movie script, which, by the way, is called Immortals, in case you didn't know. Yeah, it's actually a movie script. Did I read it? Yeah, I actually did. He showed it to me. He gave me the copy. I have a copy of the whole file. I know all that because, number one, many, many years ago, I created and copyrighted the documentary idea, the documentary script. They don't really have the script, but you have to do it as far as writing out the reenactments and the timeline. I mean, is Roseanne Barr going to do the documentary? I don't, you know what, I'm not even going to get into that. That's a whole can of worms. But in the general conclusion, he keeps exaggerating. He keeps going in circles with many, many, many interviews, nonstop. Ad nauseum is like the underlined term to describe it. Ad nauseum. So I'm not going to repeat myself like that in any way, shape, or form, but what I'm going to say, when the documentary comes out, you're going to be very, very fascinated. Is he an interesting character? Does he get people involved with his energy? Yeah, he does. Yeah. So do a lot of people. There's many different types like that. So is it interesting for the public, the audience, people that want to learn something about the Hollywood system, about science fiction, about writing itself, about all kinds of things rolled up into one? Yes, people are very interested, and that's why you're watching this. So, you know, this is just off the top of my head. I'm not going to repeat anything. Can I give you an actual date when the documentary is going to be done? No. No, I can't, because if there's some legal issues with it. And I'm waiting, really, to get more people to participate. There's a lot of people out there that are going to watch this, and they're going to have to make some serious decisions. Because if you're counted out, like if you don't want to cooperate, you are going to be mentioned. Let me just give Sophia Stewart as an example. I'm not going to say she did something wrong or right on the basis of this, but Sophia Stewart, as an example, do I think she's going to cooperate with the documentary on Thomas-Althouse? Yes, I really do. I have word from people going around in the Hollywood system that she's ready and willing. I mean, we're not champing at the bit here because there's no set schedule, but in the upcoming years. But to say the hypothetical, like if Sophia Stewart was not going to cooperate, if she wouldn't talk, this is what would happen. I would include her and state all the facts and piece it together, the evidence, and speak for her. Like, now, really, think about that. In the long run, would Sophia Stewart like that? Is that the outcome that she wants? No, because she'd rather speak for herself. So for everybody else out there, if you want to speak for yourself, then you have to sign in and cooperate. I know this seems like the hard sell, but no. I'm doing this on low resolution clip and figure out why, because it, at this point it really doesn't matter too much. But this is setting the record straight on the whole rigmarole. How do you say that word? Rigmarole? The can of worms? The red herring? It's a wild goose chase. That's easy enough to say. So I'm setting that record straight. Don't go chasing after wild goose that you're not going to be able to catch. It's right here. And I put all the links with this